Let's take a look at creating drop caps. Drop caps are often used at the start of articles to give emphasis to the beginning of them. You often see them in magazines, and it's something that has started to come across onto the web. Let's first of all take a look at doing it with a purely CSS approach. So the pure CSS approach would be in the paragraph, talk to the first child and the first letter. Okay, so with all of that in place, let's take a look at what's happened. So we can see we haven't got a drop cap here or anywhere else in the place. We've actually got it in a rather strange place here. Now the reason it's not on this one, which you might expect it to be, is because the paragraph is not the first child. The heading 2 is the first child, so it ignores it. Inside here, this paragraph is the first child of this particular div, so therefore it's applied to this one. So this is fine if you haven't got any subheads above it or anything like that. This will work. And so what we've done in here is we've changed the typeface. It floats left over here, so that means all the text will wrap around it because it's floated left. Font size 5M, just making it bigger. Line height 0.9N, just brought it in a little bit. If I comment that out, you can see, that just sort of helps a little bit. And then padding right really just adds a little bit of padding here around the edge of it. And that's just purely a cosmetic thing. If you want that or not, it's not particularly needed. So as I say, that's one way of doing it. Let's duplicate this, and I'm going to turn it into a class. So I'm going to call this as a class dot drop for drop cap, and let's just comment this out to start off with because we don't want that there. So we've got this drop. So we've had our first option of this, which was purely CSS. Now we're just going to put a span around the thing that we want this to affect, and so we can do it here, which is our very first one, the underneath here. So the T that's here, let's put a span in with a class equal drop. And now we can see it's appeared in the exact right place that we want it to do. So there we can see very simply there's two options there of how to do it, a drop cap. Probably the easiest one to do is a span around that particular element. If you don't have a heading 2 above it, then perhaps one of the things that you might want to do is use this pure CSS only approach. So there you can see drop caps for the web.